1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Today we're going to break down the classic song She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain in the key of C. We're going to start with the absolute basic single note melody, so the simplest way to play the melody possible with all downstrokes. And then for the second solo we're going to work on adding some bluegrass ornament. So basically how I would spice this song up to play it in a bluegrass jam. We're going to look at adding some hammer-ons, adding some alternating picking, adding some cross picking. I'm going to break down both solos note for note and then show you the backup I would do for this song. So how to play the chords, how to do some simple bass walks. I'm going to break it all down. And if you're watching the preview of this lesson, you can head over to my website, MikeHeadingMusic.com, and grab the full-length lesson. It'll come with all the videos, all the tabs, and all the tracks. All right, here's She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain in the key of C. All right, let's start breaking down the single note melody to She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain in the key of C. We're going to be working out of our C chord here, so let me play the first 4 measures, then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Let's do that a few times. One more time, a little slower. So we're going to be working out of our C chord here. So you can basically keep your first finger down on this first fret, second string, and your second finger is going to be moving around to the other strings. And we're going to start with the open third string, and then second fret on the third string, and then we're going to walk up to the first fret, second string. And so in measure 1, our first 2 notes are our pickup, 3, 4. So the first 2 beats are rest. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to use all downstrokes for this basic version. So down picking with our right hand. You can see the pick direction below the tab. The staple symbols are the downs. The V's are the ups. So follow the pick direction really closely. That's really important on this lesson. So again, we're going to play on 3, 4. Then we're going to play that first fret on the second string 4 times. So 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have... Let's do that a few times. 1, 2. Then we're going to go back to that second fret. Here's measure 3. Second fret on the third string. Open third string. Second fret on the 4th string. Open third string. And then first fret, second string. So you're basically, again, you're working out of this C shape. So we're just moving our second finger down. See how I'm keeping my first finger down that whole time? So let's play those first 4 measures. Here we go. It's a good string changing practice there. Let's do it a few more times, a little faster. One more time. Remember, it's all melody there. Every single note's a melody note. And then for measure 4, we're hitting this first fret, second string. We're going to let that ring out for a whole note, so 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going into measure 5, and we're going to have the same thing. We're going to have 2 beats rest at the beginning, and then we're going to play our pickup very similar to how we did it in measure 1. We're going to play the first fret on the second string, and then third fret on the second string. And I'm using my third finger. You could try using your pinky, but I think the third finger feels the most comfortable. Okay, so let's do it from measure 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And that's 3, 4. So count carefully in measures 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And then measure 6, we're going to go up to the high E string and play that note 4 times. So you walk up. The other thing I want you to practice there is getting your wrist angle, your left hand wrist angle right. So we want to be able to hit this open E string while we have our fingers on the second string, so you don't have to lift those up to get that note to ring out. If you're back too much like this, it's going to be hard to get those notes to ring out. So find that wrist angle where you can get all those notes to ring out. That's really important. Okay, you don't want to have to lift up the notes on the second string while you're playing the first string, right? So then we're going to put our third finger on the third fret of the high string, open E string, third fret second string, first fret second string, and then third fret second string. So we've got so let's do measures 5 through 8 a few times. 1, 2. Again, I've basically got my first finger down the whole time. Measure 8, we're going to let that third fret ring out for 4 beats, same as measure 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 9 has two rests at the beginning, same as measure 5. 1, 2. Then we're going to go up to the third fret on the high E string with our third finger. First fret on the high E string with our first finger. So that's really the only time our first fingers had to move off that first fret second string. So we've got, so you're right here on that third fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All downs, remember. Measure 10, 4 downstrokes on the open E string. So not too hard there. So we walk down. Measure 11, third fret on the second string. First fret on the second string 3 times. So we've got all melody there, remember. A little faster. One more time. Now measure 12, keep your first finger down, and we're going to go into basically kind of an F chord, and I'm just going to use my second finger on the second fret of the third string. We're going to play that note 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to reach our third finger up to the third fret of the second string, first fret second string, open second string, second fret on the third string. Let's practice 12 and 13. Here we go. Let's do that a few more times. And then measure 14, open third string 4 times. High E string, measure 15. Third fret second string. First fret second string. Open second string, first fret. So we've got. Let's do that a few times. We also have to skip a string going from measure 14 to 15. So we're jumping over the second string and hitting the first string right here. Good kind of string changing practice there. Let's do that one more time. And then we're back into our C chord. So that's the whole single note melody. Remember, it's every single note is a melody note. We're playing them with all downstrokes. Let's do it again. Here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. Single note melody. So now let's look at adapting that to bluegrass. So adding some more hammer-on slides, getting a little further away from the melody, adding some more licks, and now I'll break down that solo right now. Alright, let's start with measure 17. I'll play into the beginning of measure 21 and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Do that a few times. One more time, real slow. Okay, so we're going to start the beginning of measure 17 down on this 3rd fret of the 5th string. And the reason we're playing that note is because a lot of times, again, in bluegrass, you're going to be playing rhythm before you're playing a solo. So you're not always just going to start a solo. So you're basically going to be in this C position, doing your picking and strumming, which will break down in the backup. So I'm assuming you're going to be in this position, and that's why we're starting that measure 17 with that 3rd fret. That'd be like your first pick in a pick strum rhythm. So that's what we would be doing, and we're going to play that note on the 3rd fret, 5th string, and then we're going to do a 1-2 hammer on the 4th string, and you can take your 3rd finger off if you need to, or you can try and keep it down. So we got 1, 2, and. So get a really solid first note there, don't hammer on too quick. And then we're going to hit the open 3rd string, and then 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then we're going to get up to this 1st fret, 2nd string. So it's kind of similar to the G run, but now we're doing it in C. So it's kind of a variation on that. We're just doing a little less picking is what we're doing. So we got 1, 2, and 3, 4, all downs with your right hand. Let's do just the right hand once. I'm pretending they're all zeros. So all downs there. Don't let that hammer-on throw off your right hand. And then we're getting up into that position. So we took the basic melody, and now we added just a little more spice. Then when we're up there, this is measure 18, we're going to play that 1st fret twice, and then do kind of a little cross picking, so a little more picking, rather than just playing that 1st fret 4 times in a row. You know, not that that's the melody, but not super interesting musically, so what we're going to do is add a little more picking. So we're going to play the note twice, and then do some down, up picking, down, up, and I'm just keeping this 1st finger down. So we've got just looping measure 18. And if you're having trouble with that, you could just play the 1st fret 4 times. But again, like I said, that's not super interesting, so I would mix it up a little bit there and add some cross picking. So let's do 17 and 18. Here we go. Couple more times. One more, a little faster.